In today's video, you will be learning about how to debug different types of finger gestures using Appium Inspector, which we have already seen in our current series of W3C actions. If you have not seen that particular series, I will be pinning that series playlist over here, which you can check it out later. So let's get started. Before we dig deep into Appium Inspector and see how we can debug different types of finger gestures, first we need to understand why we would require to debug the finger gestures in the first place. Since we have already seen in our previous videos how to implement these kind of gestures in our code, then why should we look into Appium Inspector now? So basically, with the code, it will be difficult for you to debug any gestures directly because we are just putting the coordinates over there, and we are not able to see that gestures in action unless we execute the test. Now, with APM Inspector, they have provided a very cool feature where you can build all these gestures which we have seen earlier and check that out on the application directly. So that helps you to understand how this gesture works. For example, if we implement the tap gesture, you will see how the tap is happening on the screen directly, and how to implement the swipe gesture. So how the swipe gestures are implemented and how it works actually. So before even getting started with the coding part, you can directly check the gestures out in the APM inspector. So that way you will be getting more understanding about how these gestures work. So I have kept this topic till the very end of this series purposely because I wanted this to be something new which you will learn. Mostly, many people are not aware about this feature in APM Inspector. So let's get started with APM Inspector, and I'll show you how we can debug these different gestures. Before we start with APM Inspector, I need to start the APM server. So if you have not checked out my other video related to APM Inspector, where I have shown you how to use the APM Inspector, you might be seeing an eye icon right now. So you can click on that later and check that out. So after starting APM server, now I need to start the APM Inspector. So this is the latest APM Inspector which I have downloaded. And these are my capabilities which I'm using to start the APM server, to start the session on my device. For this demo, I'm using source demo application. I'll post the link for this application in the description box below. You can check that out later. Now I'll start the session. Now the application has been loaded. So now I'll enter the username. This user underscore. Now to log in, I need to tap on this login button. So let's create a tap gesture. I'll go in this actions tab and I'll press on this plus button. So this is a new screen in which I can build the action. This screen is called action builder. I can give the title here, tap gesture. I can give a basic description like tapping on and screen coordinates. I'll be selecting the pixels here. We'll be using pixel options. Now I'll give the name of the finger, which is finger 1. And here I'll do move. So we'll be moving to the center of this button. You can give 100 milliseconds. We'll add another action here. Here we'll do pointer down. We'll press on that button and then we'll release the button. Now we can check this gesture out by clicking on the play button. So as soon as I click on play, the tap happened. This is working fine. We can click save to save this section. Now I need to add this item to the cart. So what I'll do, I'll just drag this element from here and drop it here. For this, we'll be creating another gesture. We'll call this gesture as drag and drop. Here again, we'll select pixel. We'll give finger 1. Select move. First, we'll move to this drag element, which is here. Click on that. Now we'll do pointer down. We'll press on that element. Then we'll pause for 500 milliseconds. Then we'll move our finger from here to this drop area. Then I'll again press new action. Here I'll be picking up the finger, pointer up. Now let's check out this gesture in action. I'll play the gesture here. And this is the drag and drop gesture here. Now I can save this action for my later use. Now let's check out the swipe gesture. So first I'll create a new action called swipe up. So here I am swiping up on the screen like this. Like this, I'll swipe up and then later I'll swipe down. Name this as finger one. Now I'll move my finger to the center of the screen. I can keep it as 0, pointer down, left pointer. Then I'll give a small pause just so that we can see a smooth scroll rather than a flick. And then I'll move my finger to top. Here I'll just give a millisecond, like 200 millisecond, and then I'll lift the finger up, pointer up. That's it. I'll play this gesture. Let's check it out. So you can see that this action was pretty fast and it did the flick, kind of a flick. That's because the duration we have given here in the move gesture, it is pretty low. So that's why it did a pretty quick swipe, and this resulted into a flick gesture. We don't want that flick gesture. So what I'll do, I'll again get my screen on the top. I'll increase this duration to 500 milliseconds. Now let's see. First, I'll refresh the page. Okay, I'm again on the top screen. Now I'll again play this gesture again. So this time it should not go directly to the end of the screen. It will do a swipe, normal swipe, like this. Now I can do it one more time. I'll click on again play, and this time I'll go a little more further down. So that's the swipe up gesture. I'll save this. Now let's create one more gesture. This time I'll do swipe down. So since we have already reached towards the bottom of the screen, now we'll try to reach to the top of the screen by doing swipe down. Finger one. Again, same thing. We'll move the finger from this position. I can keep this as 0 and I'll do pointer down, left pointer down. Then I'll do pause for 500 milliseconds. Then I'll do move again. And this time I'll be moving my fingers down. That's why it is called swipe down. Now I'll again click on pointer up to release the finger. Here I'll be again doing 500. Now let's check this gesture out. I'll click on play. Again, it is going up. I'll click one more time and it has reached to the top. So that's the swipe down gesture. Click on save. Now I'll click on this card button here. Now I'll check out the swipe left gesture. So for this, I'll create one more action. I'll give it as swipe right. Select the pixel and give finger one. Refresh the screen before I proceed. I'm on this particular screen. So I want to swipe left from here. Now I'll click on add action. I'll do pointer down. Then I'll pause for some milliseconds, 500 milliseconds. And then I'll do move. This time I'll be moving towards the left. Here again, I will give duration as 500 milliseconds. And last, I'll do pointer up. So if you notice here, these actions represents the sequence which we have seen in our code in our last videos. So this is the first sequence where we do pointer, create pointer move, then we do create pointer down, then we do a new pause, then we again do create pointer move, and then we do create pointer up. And all these sequences are created for a particular finger, which is a input source, which we have already seen. Now we can do multiple finger gestures. Let's first check this out, this gesture out. I'll click on play. So this reveals the delete button. Okay, so that's how this swipe right works. Let's check out a zoom gesture. So for this, I'll go into the product icon. I'll go back to the all items. I'll click on this item. Now I want to zoom in on this image. So first, let's refresh the page. And now I'll create a gesture called zoom in. I'll give finger one. So this will be like, you can say instead of finger one, let's say left finger. So this will act as a left finger. It will first move and it will move from this position, and I'll do pointer down and then pause for 500 milliseconds. And then again, pointer move, will move this much only. And then we'll do pointer up. So this is simply not enough. We need to add one more finger here. So let's add one more finger. Let's say right finger. Here I'll create move gesture. This time I'll be moving a little bit away from this first finger. I'll be starting from here. Then I'll be doing pointer down. We need to do pointer down. Then we'll pause for 500 milliseconds here as well. And then we'll do move towards the right. So mostly this much is enough. Here I'll again give 500 milliseconds and then pointer up. Before we execute this gesture and see, let's first review the changes. Here I have given 500 milliseconds. Here I need to give again same 500 milliseconds. So this is because both the fingers should move in identical speed. It should not happen that one finger is moving fast and another finger is moving slow. So we don't want that kind of behavior because it may result into some unusual behavior. So we don't want that. So let's play this gesture out. You can see that we have zoomed in on the image. I will click on save. Now we'll do zoom out. We'll first select pixel. Here also let's give left finger create move. So this time our left finger will start from the outer side and then we'll do pointer down. Then we'll pause for 500 milliseconds and then we'll again do pointer move and this time we'll move towards the center. So let's select coordinate which is towards the center. Give its duration is 500 millisecond and then pointer up. Now for the second finger, we'll again give a right finger here. We'll be moving from the right side of the image, one plus, then we'll do pointer down. Then we'll be doing a small pause of 500 milliseconds. Then we'll be moving towards the center. So I'll be moving towards the center, towards the first finger. Give the duration as 500 milliseconds and then again we'll do pointer up. So this is the flow. We have built the zoom out gesture. So here let's check this gesture in action. I'll click on play and we have zoomed out from the image. So you have seen all the gestures which we have covered in our last videos using Appium Inspector. Let me know in the comment section below whether you are already aware about this feature of Appium Inspector or you learned it from this video. If you want to learn how to swipe till the particular element is displayed on the screen, check out this video next. See you in the next video.